I haven't been comfortable since I got here. Recently, I was talking to a friend about the clutter in my house, and I suddenly realized I've never been comfortable in my own home. Whether it's cleaned up or cluttered, I've never been comfortable in it. And then I realized I haven't been comfortable since I got here on the planet. And my whole life has been about trying to find ways to ease the intensity of how uncomfortable it is. This caused me to make choices to live on the edge of society. I became an expert at living with very little money. I love to be outside. When I spend time with animals or working in the garden, I feel safe. Nature doesn't judge me. And when I'm in that environment, I'm not thinking there's something wrong with me. My interaction with other people was uncomfortable because I was constantly telling myself I might do something wrong. In fact, I've realized that I was so busy judging myself that I don't even know if other people were judging me. I just know that the interactions were so uncomfortable that I avoided them whenever I could. But eventually, I really wanted to interact with more people. I wanted to change my financial situation. I was dealing with health challenges. And I really wanted to find out how to help my life work better. I was lonely, really lonely. In an effort to expand my life, I took training in massage and energy healing. In recent years, I've been studying marketing and how to promote the healing work I do. Others say, this is the way you do it. The problem is, parts of what they told me to do didn't feel good. And I haven't been able to make myself do what doesn't feel good. The simplest way I know of to sum up my life experience is I've always felt alone and isolated and disconnected. So my healing journey, the theme of it has been, how do I feel connected? What can I do so that I can connect with other people and feel like I belong? Through stepping out in my community, going to meetings and participating in groups, I've gradually met people and developed friendships with those I was drawn to. I've become more comfortable interacting with people one-on-one and gained confidence in my ability to do that. Now I'm ready to reach out more, but I've been struggling with a feeling of disconnect when I think about speaking to groups. When I go from the idea of one-on-one to engaging with a group, I found there was something happening inside me. Through some conversations with friends, I found the disconnect, and I realized that I was telling myself I don't know how to interact with groups. I realized that was a lie. I thought that in order to have you be interested in engaging with me, that I somehow needed to perform. I've realized that's not true. I just need to be me. I need to let myself be human and let you see that I am human, because you're human too. The more I let go of trying to perform and do things the way other people might think I should, the happier I've become. when I let it be okay to be me, I feel excited about life. And I also find that life supports me. I feel supported. I feel taken care of. And opportunities for the next part of my growth just seem to drop into my lap. This happened just last week. I got an email from a neighbor who is teaching an art class, and she was asking for someone to be a nude model. I picked up the phone and called, and 24 hours later, I was standing nude in front of 9 people. I had thought about doing this. A friend of mine did some nude modeling for the first time last year. And through the conversations I had with her, I realized it was something that I would like to do as a part of my path in getting more comfortable and accepting my body. It was a very interesting experience. I was standing on a platform in the middle of the room, and the rest of the people were all around me, so everyone had a different angle of their viewpoint. I did some poses standing and some sitting, and the last one was lying down on my back with one knee up. The students were working with charcoal, and they were using the edge of the charcoal stick, not the point. And the teacher was asking them to look at my body and translate what they saw through their hand onto the paper without looking at the paper. So I found that very interesting. When we would take a break, I would slip on my robe and everyone would walk around and look at each other's pictures. I was surprised to find that I actually enjoyed looking at the pictures. I've had so much judgment about my body, and I've done Feldenkrais classes for many years. I've slowed down and gotten more present in my body. In general, I feel pretty good being in my body, and it always surprises me when I see it, because the way it looks is so different from the way it feels to be in here. And it was great to see those pictures and to realize that I could be okay with seeing my body, even though it's overweight. One of the times when we walked around looking at the pictures, the teacher was making suggestions to the students, and as I heard the suggestions and saw the pictures that she was talking about, it made me think of the Authentic Speaker event that I went to recently. During those 3 days, I feel like what I got that has helped me the most was giving myself permission to explore, to get up in front of people and to not do it all right. You know, to let it be okay to not have it together, and to find out what the options are for louder voice or softer voice, or big movements or soft movements that still hold power. And I saw the relationship between what I had experienced in the speaking and what the students were doing. So after I got into the next pose and the teacher was done talking, I asked, "Can I talk?" And I shared my experience with them. And it was great to get to share it with them and to feel that they heard me. And several of them specifically thanked me for sharing that experience with them. I felt really good about what I had done. And the next morning, I woke up with a massive headache. I've found out from experience that when I have a headache, it's always related to fear. Sometimes I'm consciously aware of what the fear is, and other times the headache is my first realization that fear has been triggered deep inside me. And I wasn't consciously aware of what the fear was. I figured it probably had to do with the nude modeling the night before. When I was talking to a friend and told her I had the headache and I figured it was fear and connected to the modeling, she said, "Well, sure, you allowed yourself to be seen." And all of a sudden the fear was just flooding up, and I realized that's right. Not only did I allow myself to be seen, my body to be seen on a physical level, but I shared what's important to me. I shared the passion of my heart and what I was learning about being able to speak and share who I am with others. So I was allowing myself to be seen on many different levels. I spent hours that day with my best friend working through the fear, reminding myself it's okay to feel this way. What I did is big, and it's okay to let myself be seen. What I realized is that the nude modeling for me represented a turning point in my life where I have truly said, I'm ready to let go of the performance. I'm ready to be who I am and let other people see me. My invitation to you is to slow down and take the time to look at your own life and find out where you are performing in order to feel liked or accepted. Where do you feel uncomfortable and wish that it could be different? I suggest that you keep a journal for a few weeks and simply take note of where you are performing for other people, where if it was completely up to you, you would make a different choice. What I've found that's so exciting is that change begins simply when I become aware of what I'm doing and how I feel about it. It's not possible for me to change something that I haven't acknowledged is happening. So notice what you are doing. Notice the choices you're making and how you feel about them. Notice, notice, notice. The first step in being able to live the life you want is to become aware of where you are. Many of the choices that you're making now may not be very conscious, but your intention to notice will help you become aware of what you are doing. The choices that you're making are not good or bad. They're simply choices. And at some point, they were helpful to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made them. But they may not be helpful to you now. So by slowing down and noticing what it is that you're doing, you'll be able to feel your response to what shows up in your life from the choices you're making. Your ability to make changes will grow gradually as you're able to see more clearly what results are in your life from the choices you have been making. Be gentle with yourself. It doesn't have to be hard. Let it be okay to be where you are. The nicer you can be to yourself, the easier it is to make changes. I'd really like to know what you notice and how that noticing affects you. I've created a Facebook page where you can post comments. The title of the page is, Am I Performing? You can go on Facebook and search for it. I'd also really like to have some conversations with you about your experience. So I'm going to set some dates and times to be able to call in on a conference line, and you can call in and we can talk. I will let you know about those dates and times when I get them set with an email. I hope you can join me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being willing to consider looking at where you're performing in your life. Doing this has changed my life completely, and I believe it can change yours too. I believe that if we will let go of performing and choose to share who we are with each other, we can change the world. Let's do it together.